Okay, now that we know how to find the terms, if we have the formula, we're going to try and reverse the process. So here we have a couple of terms of the sequence, and we're going to try and figure out what the general formula is here. There's a number of different approaches, but the one that I like to use kind of uses the fact that this is a domain of natural numbers. So I know what my n values are. So I know I have 1, 2, n is 3, n is 4, and so on. Look at 1, a 2, a 4, 8, 16, and a 32. Okay, so the first thing I look for is to see if we were adding the same thing each time. So that's called an arithmetic sequence if we add or subtract the same number each time. So if I look at these, the difference here is plus 1. The difference between 2 and 4 is a plus 2. Here the difference is a plus 4. Okay, so definitely not adding the same number each time. But what I do notice is that the difference between these is the same as the numbers in the sequence themselves. So makes me think that maybe we're multiplying by something each time. So I'm going to try factoring these numbers out. So start with 4. So I know 4 is 2 times 2. I know 8 is 2 times 4, which is really 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, 16 is 4 times 4, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that looks like 2 to the 4th. Okay, 8 looks like it's 2 cubed. Okay, 4 is 2 squared. This is 2 to the 1st. And then anything raised to the 0 is always 1, so 2 to the 0 is 1. So it looks to me like the pattern is some sort of 2 to the n here. So I'm going to put a 2 down for my general pattern. And then when n is 1, I have a 0 in the exponent. When n is 2, I have a 1 in the exponent. When n is 3, I have a 2 in the exponent. So it looks like the exponent is 1 less than the number I'm counting on. So I'm going to call my exponent n minus 1. So the formula for this one is 2 to the n minus 1. So that's our f of n. All right, let's try another one. So we have number 2, which is 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, 4/5. So I'm going to make another table again using my natural numbers. So I have 1, 2, so they gave us 4 terms this time. So I have a 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, and a 4/5. So if I have a fraction, I usually start by looking at the numerator first, and then the denominator. See if I can maybe find a separate pattern in each one. So here my numerators are 1, 2, 3, 4, which matches exactly the number that I'm on. So that numerator is just going to be an n. And then if I look at the denominators, they go 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're one more than the natural number I'm counting on. So when n is 2, the denominator is a 3. When n is 3, the denominator is a 4, and so on. So my denominator is going to be n plus 1. So my formula here, my f of n, is going to be n over n plus 1.